Have you ever heard the word double-edged sword? In this society, we often recognize the advantages and disadvantages of that specific thing. And right now, we will talk about this chapter when technology and humanity cross. Along the way, there is a convergence and connectedness between them. And let me enlighten you about how individuals lived with free will. And that's how the Universal Declaration of Human Rights exists. What is the Universal Declaration of Human Rights? The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a milestone document adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on December 10, 1948. It outlines 30 articles that recognize the inherent dignity and equal rights of every human being, regardless of race, gender, nationality, or belief. The UDHR serves as the global standard for justice, freedom, peace, ensuring that technological and social changes always uphold human dignity. Technology should serve humanity, not replace or dehumanize it. Well, as science and innovation advance, the UDHR reminds us that ethical progress must protect people's right, privacy, and equality. And that's how the UDHR serves along the way with a lot of individuals. There are 30 articles that are stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it mainly focuses with the 7 articles in this discussion. First, we have the article number 1. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with a reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. It explained why. Because every person has equal dignity, freedom, and moral responsibility to treat others with respect and compassion. Like, for example, when we are promoting online kindness and respect in digital interactions, regardless of the background, the race, and everything. And for the article number 2, it stated there that everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, like property, birth, or other status. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Where the human rights explain where human rights apply to everyone equally, no matter their identity, background, or nationality. For example, when we are ensuring there was equal access to digital resources and education for all users worldwide, you cannot just say that you are not allowed to be here because you are different background. No, it's stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that we are having accessibility for equality. For article number 3, everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of a person. It means that each person has the freedom to live safely and securely without threats or violence. For example, the governments and tech platforms must protect users from online threats or cyber attacks. Okay, so let's proceed for the article number 4. No one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms, from exploitation and forced labor in any form. So it means that every person must not or must prohibited from that kind of aspect. For example, when we're using technology to detect and stop online human trafficking and labor abuse. The article number 5. No one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. For example, when all people deserve humane treatment and protection from physical or emotional harm, when we are preventing cyberbullying and digital harassment to uphold the respect and dignity online. And that is from the article number 5. For article number 6, it stated everyone has the right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. It means that every individual is legally recognized and protected regardless of their situation. For example, when we are protecting digital identity and personal data under cybersecurity and privacy laws. And that's what the Article 6 said. For Article number 7, it stated all are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. All are entitled to equal protection against discrimination and violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. It means that the law must protect everyone equally and punish any act of discrimination. For example, when we are enforcing equal online legal protections for all, regardless of social or economic status, and these are the 7 articles that mainly recognize or declared from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And now let's delve into the core principle of the UDHR, or the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that is founded that ensure for every human being as being treated with dignity, equality, and respect. And these principles emphasize that all rights apply to everyone, everywhere, and that no one can be denied or deprived of them. First, we have the universality. It means that human rights apply to all people, everywhere, regardless of race, color, sex, as what I've said, those nationality or the social status. For example, for every person, whether online or offline, has the right to express opinions and access information freely. And we have the second one, the inalienability. It means that human rights are inherent to every individual and cannot be taken away by anyone or any government. For example, even prisoners or those accused of crime still have basic rights to humane treatment. And the third one, we have the indivisibility. It means that all rights are equally important by civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights must all be respected. For example, we have the freedom of speech, right? As just as vital as the right to education or healthcare. We have the right to all that kind of institution as well as the freedom of speech. The fourth, we have the interdependence. It means that all human rights are connected. Denying one right can harm the enjoyment of others. For example, without education, people cannot fully exercise their right to work or participate in government. There is always a privilege in that different institutions as well. Number 5, the equality and non-discrimination right. It means that everyone is entitled with the same rights and legal protection without discrimination of any kind. For example, the equal pay and job opportunities must be available to all, regardless of gender or ethnicity. There is no discrimination for everything that we need to do or have. Number 6, we have the dignity. Human dignity is the foundation of all human rights. It recognizes the worth and value of every person. For example, when we are respecting people's privacy and personal data, it protects their dignity in the digital world. So it doesn't mean that we are in a social media. It doesn't mean that there is no privacy at all. Number seven, we have the rights and obligations. It means that human rights involve both individual rights and duties of governments and institutions to respect, protect, and fulfill those rights. For instance, like the government must create laws that prevent online exploitation and protect citizens' freedoms. Because with all these aspects of the UDHR and technology has transformed communication, the work, the education, but it also creates new ethical challenges. Those ethical challenges are those privacy violations from data misuse, bias in AI systems affect fairness, online violence, and misinformation. And that's why the UDHR serve a preventive cure to remind us what are the ethical progress we should have as a human being.